Puli is acidic. That is the translation, not tiger. So that is the bhoga. Then it's okay, you have to do some bhoga, some naivedyam you have to do, that is part of the puja. And so this man asked him to prepare pulihodra, whatever. Then some other time I was told by his wife that he loves this tiger food. That is his most loved dish. Then I understood, oh, that's why he asked for it. So, now do you call it godliness? That the food that you like, you offer to God, is it godliness? Or is it? You got the point, right? So, I am not condemning anything. I am just looking at the facts and exploring. These are the facts. Therefore, just performing elaborate ceremonies, etc., it is not called God consciousness. In these ceremonies, the world consciousness, the greed, the desiring mentality, the fear, the insecure mentality are on display if only you look at it carefully. You are also become part of the crowd, then you cannot look at it properly. But if you can step back and look, then the godliness is not on display. God consciousness is nowhere to be seen. You see, when you are God conscious, I will give you a few pointers to God consciousness, because Ashtamurti Bhrut Deva Pujanam is God consciousness. You must be God conscious, not world conscious. Number one, in God consciousness, there is no longer any fight between good and evil. Because in Ashtamurti, which Murti fights against which other Murti? So, do you know this? Good and evil are not absolute. Good and evil are not absolute. You need not be very religious for that. Even in if you read newspapers, they say, the other day the Turkey president was saying, one man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. Yeah. That is what the Turkey president was saying. And India has strongly protested also. Therefore, the example I gave is why a thing is good and another thing evil. Why? You know why? Not because they are absolutely good and evil. There is no such thing. You know they are so. Why? Because there is a measuring yardstick in your mind, and you use that measuring yardstick and measure the other thing, and if it fits into the measurement, you call it good, and if it falls short, you call it evil. Okay? And this yardstick which is in your mind, it is a variable yardstick. It is not even standard fixed yardstick. It varies from circle. In youth it is one yardstick, in middle age it is a different yardstick. When you are in prosperity, the yardstick is of one length, and when you are in adversity, it acquires a different shape altogether. It is the most variable thing. Therefore, what are you talking about? Good and evil. There is only Ashtamurti. There is no good, there is no evil. So, the worldly people say the cobra is evil and water snake is good. But that is not how you look at it. Okay? Anyway, that may not be the great example. So the point is, there is no battle between good and evil anymore. In God consciousness, you are not fighting any battles. You are at peace. You are at peace with all. They may be fighting with you, but you are not fighting with them. You see, in Gita, there is a word Shatru. Then Bhashyakara asks a question. There is no enemy for the Jnani. Why do you say Shatru? From the Jnani's side there is no enemy, but from that person's side Jnani is considered a Shatru. In that sense the word Shatru is used. Otherwise Shatru Mitra are not there for Jnani. There is only Atma, there is only Ashtamurti. Therefore this division of good and evil, and then battle between them, and then you have to protect. So I ask a question: do you want to preserve a creed, or do you want to realize the truth? What do you want to do? What is your goal in life? You have to examine it. So, because if you don't examine these things, so you become a victim of your own crudeness. I mean, mind is crude, which fails to examine. That is what I mean. Therefore, so there is no battle in God. That is one pointer to God consciousness. Second, all fear is seen as an illusion in God consciousness. All fear is revealed as an illusion. There is fear, you examine it, and if you are a God conscious person, that fear is revealed to you as an illusion. If you are God conscious, if you are world conscious, the fear is very true, very real. A God conscious person will not go and file a writ petition against the enemy. He won't do that. Even in America, because in America writ petition is settled within 2.5 years, whatever it is. Whereas in India, it is not settled even after 25 years. 1984 riots cases are still going on. Where is 1984? Upahar cinema fire cases are still going on. That is sometime 1997 or so. So, therefore, anyway, this is what is called digression. That is not the point I wanted to make. So the point I want to make is a God conscious person has no enemies, and he doesn't wage battles. And he is not interested in protecting any creed. The creeds come and the creeds go. You see, you have to understand, in God consciousness, we clearly see that civilizations have an upward cycle and a downward cycle. So Roman civilization had an upward cycle, and then it went into a downward cycle, and it became extinct. Mayan civilization, same thing. Then the civilization of the Egyptian pharaohs, the same thing. Similarly, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, those civilizations, they flourished, and they have gone into a downward cycle. The Hindu civilization had its zenith, had its glory, and then it went into a downward cycle. And then a renaissance began when Swami Vivekananda addressed the Parliament of Religions. A renaissance began. This is how civilizations will be moving. We understand the civilizations will be moving. In civilization, Arnold Toynbee says, in civilizations, there are only suicides, there are no homicides. And therefore you need not bother that is my enemy, this is my enemy. Because in civilizations there are no homicides, there are only suicides. Mayan civilization died not because the Spanish people went and killed it. It died because it committed a suicide. It is ready to become extinct, and it became extinct. Only suicides, no homicides. So what a statement it is. That means this collective ego, and then hatred and enemy feeling, all these have no meaning, have no relevance in the context of God consciousness, because you are looking at Ashtamurti, Ishvara. That's why saying God a few times is not enough. Then the third pointer, love is seen as the supreme power, and no military power can equal the power of love. That is how it is understood in God consciousness. It is said, I was watching some show in Manhattan just before Christmas. I used to say Christmas, but they corrected me. Don't say Christmas, say Christmas. I say it is named after Christ. How can you drop T? What is this? You should call it Christmas. That is the right way of calling it. Chelo. So Christmas. And there's some show. In the show, it was a play presented there. In my words, I am paraphrasing in my words. The mighty Roman Empire came down crashing because of the love displayed to humanity by one person. That is what it was said. I was surprised. So the power of love. So love is realized as the supreme force in the universe. That is the third pointer. The fourth pointer, God and ego are not compatible. This is the true religion I am talking about. I am not talking about the religion of the masses. In the religion of the masses, God is God, ego is ego, both are in their place. Ego worships God and gets its advantages. God blesses certain egos and punishes other egos. All drama goes on. Not in true religion. Either ego is there and therefore there is no God around, or there is only God consciousness and there is no ego. Ego just resolves in God consciousness. Finally, I would like to say God consciousness should not be reduced to psychology. It is not psychology that I am talking about. Some people try to do that. Don't reduce it to psychology. So, this is how we have to grow leaps and bounds into true religion. The growth is a tremendous growth. Ashtamurti Vruddheva Pujanam is not an ordinary growth. It's a tremendous growth. And once you grow into that kind of a true religion, you are already liberated. So, we will continue this discussion further. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamevavashishyate